welcome you here all this afternoon and ask you to remain standing through the presentation of colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Senior Class President Julie Marie Bernard, the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner by the Hampton Bays High School Band, and the invocation to be given by the Reverend William J. Gill, pastor of St. Rosalie's Roman Catholic Church in Hampton Bays. At this time, the presentation of colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. God our Father, these young men and women are of sincere promise. Together they have shared life and lived life. Together they have grown. They are mindful of the purpose of education. The basic purpose of education is to achieve maturity, not just physical maturity, but intellectual maturity, emotional maturity, and above all, moral and spiritual maturity. Without maturity, there can be no wisdom, no insight, no judgment, no compassion, nor can there be any real understanding of oneself, of other human beings, or of the great questions of our time. God our Father, help them to continue to mature physically, intellectually, emotionally, but above all, morally and spiritually. God our Father, bless them and all who have shared life with them in their journey. As they go forth from this school, may they bring the gifts they have received to all they meet, making this world a better place for all of us. We pray that you, God, will walk always with them in friendship. Amen.
You may be seated. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Carolyn Krista Panuccio, who will present the salutatory address for the class of 1988.
Welcome to the commencement exercises for the class of 1988. It is such an honor to stand before you as a representative of this very special group of people. Many of today's graduates have been together as classmates and friends for the past 13 years. Because we have lived in such a small, insular community, we have been given the opportunity to form such strong bonds with our peers. We have watched one another grow from playful, carefree kindergartners to cool and supposedly confident teenagers, and finally to high school graduates. Although I've dreamt of this very day since I was a little girl, it still comes as quite a shock to see my friends dressed in mortarboards and gowns. Ask any exchange student what he or she thinks of the traditional graduation dress, and he or she will probably tell you that it is distinctly American. That might be the reason why I am so proud of my peers today. We are reaching for our own versions of the American dream, and I really am so proud of them. I can't imagine how you parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles must feel. I promised myself that I wouldn't cry during this speech, but please excuse me if I do. It is true that after today, the Hampton Bays High School class of '88 will never again stand together as a complete group. However, over the course of our high school careers, we have developed an allegiance to Hampton Bays and to our class, which will not fade after we have tossed our caps. What we have learned from one another here will be carried with us forever. Personally, I have been taught so much about living by the people who are in this room right now. I have learned that I have the power to stand on my own 2 feet and the power to win. I have learned that it's okay to fall, and that if I am down, I have to ask for help in getting back up. Most importantly, my friends, my teachers, and my family have taught me how to be me. I can only hope that I, too, have helped some of my classmates, my teachers, and members of my family to become who they are. I think it's important for us, the graduates, to realize that we have had an effect on every person who we have come into contact with in our entire lives. And we must also remember that we will continue to touch each person who comes into our lives. My family has played such an important role in my development, and I have to thank them now. My brother Aubrey warned me that I had to thank them in my speech, but I am sincere when I say that they had so much, that they played such a big part in determining the person who I am today. Aubrey was right. I do owe my family a great deal of thanks, but I also owe an arm and a leg to my best friends, and they all know who they are. When I stop to think about the significance of the graduation of my class, I'm almost shocked that this big day is actually here. For the past few months, it seemed like we've been crawling through our classes. Yes, our class was struck with an acute case of senioritis. It's amazing to me to think that the teachers have survived and we have survived too, and today we will graduate. I've heard a few theories on why seniors start to act so weird in January or February. One theory is that we're preparing to make some of the biggest decisions of our lives, and we want to take this opportunity to act irresponsibly for the last time in our lives. I believe that theory, but I also think that there's another reason for senioritis. For the past few months, we have been subconsciously preparing to leave one another. Recently, I have noticed that our class has really pulled together, as if we've been trying to grab on and hold on to our last few moments of high school, and hold on to the friendships which we've developed over our careers in high school. I felt this closeness every single time that I walked into my calculus class and Come Together by the Beatles was playing. You see, we, the graduates, have been concentrating on one another for the past few months. Maybe that left too little time for study, but it's something we had to do to make ourselves feel comfortable about leaving this school. I will miss the togetherness of this class of '88. I believe also that Hampton Bays will not soon forget the class of '88, and I know that I won't either. Thank you.
This year's 1988 Valedictory address will be presented by Philip James Doyle.
Dr. Horkin, members of the Board of Education, the administration and faculty of the Hampton Bays Junior Senior High School, members of the community, and family and friends of the graduates we have today, and especially for the graduates, the class of 1988. It's a real honor for me to stand here today, and I'm glad I have this opportunity to speak to you as we all leave this high school that we've spent so many years in. As we graduate today, we do it together as a class, because we've all gone through our years in high school together as a class. We face the challenges of these years, and we've met them together. And today we can say that we've met them successfully. But what I'd like to talk about for a few minutes today is the power that each of us has as individuals to accomplish things on our own. It's been said that man is a social creature by nature, and I think that's true. Throughout the years, as far back as we have records to show it, we've worked together as communities, as families, as nations, or as the entire world to accomplish things that we want to accomplish. And I think that sometimes we tend to think that, including myself, that I'm only one person. I can't do anything significant in working to solve any major problem. But I think that sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit. Igor Sikorsky, who made some major steps forward in aeronautical engineering, developed the helicopter, and helped to develop the airplane, said the work of the individual still remains the spark that moves mankind forward. And I think that that's true. I think when it comes right down to it, each one of us, while we're a unit, a cell in the huge body of our world, it takes all of us to do the things that we want to do. It's often talked about at graduation exercises that as we move out of school, that we're inheriting the world that's been left to us. And this is a world with many positive and negative things in it. We have a lot to look forward to, but there are also some major problems that we're going to have to deal with. And we're all very aware of what those are. Such things as peace between the nations, hunger, disease, and these seem like tremendous obstacles to us, and they are. And I tend to say, you know, there's not really anything that I can do myself to even make a notch in solving any of these. But I think that that's not true. One truth that I found as I've prepared for this speech is that in order to make a difference in the world, you have to become different from the world. And sometimes it takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to not conform to what everyone else says or what everyone else believes. But there are figures in history that make it readily obvious to us that we can't always conform. Try to imagine what kind of society we would have if such people as Martin Luther King or Mahatma Gandhi had decided, I'm only one person, what can I do? What can I possibly do to solve any of the problems I see? And I'd just like to finish speaking about this by reading a quote from Edward Everett Hale. He once wrote, I am only one, but I am one. I can't do everything, but I can do something. What I can do, that I ought to do. What I ought to do, I will do. And I think that as each of us goes out into the world and we make our way and we make our fortune, wherever that may lie, that we have to remember that whatever we can do as individuals, we should try to do. I'd just like to take this opportunity since I'm up here to thank some very important people who've had a great influence in my life. Especially my teachers, my friends, and especially my family. During my life, they've helped me to realize what my goals could be, and they've supported me as I've tried to achieve those goals. And I'm forever grateful to them for that. And I'd also like to finish by speaking to my friends in the class of 1988. I've had some great times with all of you, and I'm really going to miss high school a lot. And I just want to say that today, as we graduate, this event marks not so much an ending as a beginning, and I know the best is yet to come. Thank you.
Graduation awards, prizes, and scholarships will be presented by Mr. J. Stephen Bana, Director of Counseling Services for the Hampton Bays School District. Mr. Bana.
On behalf of the members of the Board of Education, Dr. Horkin, the administration, I'd like to thank all of you, first of all, for being here, but secondly, and more importantly in some ways, for supporting all of the activities of the various organizations that contribute the awards that we're about to make. Without your support during the year for their various events and activities, we would have no awards to present at this time. The first awards that we're about to make are made on behalf of the American Legion, and I would ask Amanda Flynn to please come forward and make these presentations.
On behalf of Superintendent Hawkins, Mr. Lewis, all the other faculty, the students, the parents, I'm glad to be here to be able to present these from the American Legion, Hampton Bays, American Legion Post 924. This award is presented in honor and memory of Army Sergeant John Kuchar, a former Hampton Bays student who made the supreme sacrifice by giving his life for his country while in military service during the Vietnam War. The award is presented to a man and woman of the Hampton Bays High School graduating class who have demonstrated the highest qualities of leadership, citizenship, patriotism, and academic achievement. The principal is in concert with the senior faculty, recommends recipients of this award. Caroline Canuccio. Next award is Philip Doyle. The runner-up is Julie Bernard. Next runner-up is Jeremy Brown. Yes. I'd like to read you this award. This is the Lieutenant Michael Horton Award. This award is presented in honor of memory of Marine Lieutenant Mitchell Hornet, a former Hampton-Bay student and athlete who made the supreme sacrifice by giving his life for his country while in military service during World War II. The award is presented to a man of the Hampton-Bay High School graduating class for individual athletic ability, participation, and good sportsmanship on both the field and on the field and off. An appropriate committee is appointed by the principal to select and recommend the recipient of this award. Robert Demchak. The runner-up is Leonard Sliker. Now we got the Phyllis Fusco Memorial Award in Athens. This award is presented in honor and memory of Mrs. Phyllis Fusco, a former Hampton-Bay school teacher who passed away after a sudden and fatal illness. Much respected for her devotion and love of the art of teaching, the award is presented to a woman of the Hampton-Bay High School graduating class for individual athletic ability, participation and good sportsmanship both on and off the field. An appropriate committee is appointed by the principal to select and recommend the recipient of this award. Michelle Meyer. Runner-up is Carolyn Canusio. Thank you, everyone.
The next two awards are a Health Career Award and the Eugene H. Han and John E. Aldridge Memorial Award, presented by the American Legion Auxiliary by Mrs. Helen Korchak and Ms. Helen Riley. Before we make the awards, I think that Ms. Riley deserves a round of applause. Recently, in running with 200 candidates in the United States, she was recognized by the President of the United States for her efforts with senior citizens. The Health Career Award is given to a young lady who is going on and furthering her education and pursuing a career in health career, and is awarded this year to Susan Schmidt. The Eugene H. Han and John E. Aldridge Memorial Award is to an outstanding girl athlete with good academic standing, patriotic, and who has made great improvement and contribution in the field of sports. This year's winner is Jennifer Iacchio. next awards are presented by Dr. Rapp on behalf of the Lions Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Hand-Made Lions Club, and with your cooperation, that I have the distinction and privilege of making awards totaling $4,000. It seems that each year the judging these awards is increasingly difficult. The awards of this year are $400 to Bennett Stryker. $500 to Michelle Mayer.
The second name is Julie Easton.
$700 to William Dawson. $900 to Carolyn Canuccio. And $1,000 to Philip Swan. Congratulations to these six for the moment. And no, you're not through with me yet. For the 22nd year, Committee for the Great White Award in memory of a young man who sacrificed his life in the spring recess of 1965. I have the privilege of awarding $200 to John Moore. Thank you very much.
As you can well imagine, to expedite matters, some presentations have been made previously in order to recognize the winners and the contributors publicly for a moment. In between, I'll be interspersing. I'd ask to stand at her seat Ms. Julie Bernard, who was given the Lioness Club Award recently. The next is a new award this year. It is a Good Citizenship Award, and it is awarded to Susan Schmidt. The next I'll call upon Mr. Robert Carter to make the Hampton Bays Chamber of Commerce Award.
Good afternoon. Each year, the Hampton Bays Chamber of Commerce presents monetary awards to two outstanding students in the high school business curriculum. This year, one young lady and one young gentleman have been chosen by the faculty committee as recipients of these awards. It gives me great pleasure at this time to present this year's awards of $250 each to Felice Backus and Jeffrey Santana Stacy.
I now call upon Mrs. Seaman, who represents the Michelangelo Lodge, who will make a presentation.
As a trustee of the Sons of Italy Michelangelo Lodge in Hampton Bays, I have the honor of presenting an art award to Carolyn Monaco to help further her artistic talents as so many Italians have done in the past.
Certainly one of our strongest supporter groups. I would ask Mrs. Wendy McCulley to come forth and represent the Mothers Club. Which I hope you gentlemen will realize this year became the parents, right? So we'd like to see more men PTA.
Hello. They told me I had to give out these 2 awards and make a little speech, and I was like, okay, no problem, until it took me over 2 weeks to figure what I could possibly say to a bunch of graduating seniors that would have any importance whatsoever. But there's one rule of life that I live by, and I tell my son who just graduated kindergarten and my 3rd grader who's going into 4th grade, and that's to make the most out of any situation, whether it be good or bad. Just do the best you can, enjoy it by all means, and learn from it, and you won't go wrong. You'll be proud of your life by the time it's over. But we have 2 people that we believe have done just that so far in school. Their involvement in the school and the community has been outstanding. They've been on the honor roll, the principal's honor roll, top 10, National Honor Society, and so on. Their involvement in the community has been great, and they have donated their time, volunteered, worked hard in different jobs, and have given back to the community some of what they have taken out of it. This year, the PTA is proud, and it's a great pleasure to present these 2 awards to Julie Marie Bernard and Jeremy Brown.
The next award is the Richard F. Marin Memorial Award, presented by Marin, DeBron, Cruz, and Simonson to a student in business education planning to pursue higher education, who has demonstrated to the satisfaction of a committee selected from the faculty that they're entitled to it, and this year's award of $300 is given to Robert Zila. Next awards are the Old Town Masonic Lodge. These are 2 awards given to students for outstanding courage, moral integrity, sincere understanding, and citizenship. And this year's winners are Julie Bernard and Jeremy Brown. Next award will be presented by Mrs. Rayner, representing the DAR, the DAR Good Citizenship Award.
Ladies and gentlemen and students of the Hampton Bays High School, Southampton DAR is proud to present this award. These students have achieved the highest average in American history in their class. We are happy to note their interest in this subject and trust that they will continue to read about and explore this great country of ours. We all have a wonderful opportunity in our own community to observe and learn, since we know we were founded in 1640. We wish good luck and good wishes to these students. And the winners of this American History Award are Caroline Canusio, We'd also like to say that earlier this year, the Southampton chapter awarded Ms. Canusio our Good Citizens Award. She is a good citizen for Southampton, Bridgehampton, and Hampton Bays. Those 3 schools participated, and Carolyn was the winner of the award. And the boy with the highest average in Hampton Bays High School in American history is Philip Doyle. And thank you very much.
The next award will be presented by Mr. Doty. It's the William H. Danielle Memorial Award.
Good afternoon. It is a great privilege and honor for me to stand in front of the class of 1988 and congratulate them on a job well done. And it is an equal honor and privilege to announce the recipient of the William H. Danielle Scholarship Award of $200. This year's winner, Miss Susan Schmidt. Thank you very much.
Next, call upon Dr. Murata to make the Rotary Club Scholarship Award.
Good afternoon. I'm doubly pleased to be here today. First, to award our Hampton Bays Rotary Scholarship, and secondly, to see our Rotary Exchange student from Iceland, Hugni Thorson, who will be graduating in the class of '88. This year, the Hampton Bays Rotary selected 8 students of the month. From this group, we selected our scholarship winner. In addition to academics, we were looking for the student who was deeply committed to student service organizations, such as the Interact Club, Hugs, SAD. The student that we chose had to live up to the Rotary motto, which is service above self. That student is Carolyn Canuzio.
3 years ago, when Mrs. Ackerman was here and was in charge of the Hugs and SAD group, the students involved brought in the gauntlet, amongst other things, and had other activities in the school. It was agreed upon to submit to the Reader's Digest National Association of Secondary School Principals competition the program they had developed. At that time, against over 300 schools nationwide and 43 finalists, Hampton Bays finished in 3rd place. At that time, we were awarded $3,000, and because the students covered a gamut of ages and class groups, the 2 groups that awarded the money agreed that we could give the money out over a 3-year period as students graduated. This year, Carolyn Canuzio receives $1,000 from SAD for her efforts at that time. Now call upon First Assistant Chief James Graysheimer to make the award for the Hampton Bays Fire Department Scholarship.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the officers and the men of the Hampton Bays Volunteer Fire Department, I am very pleased to present our annual award of $250 to a graduating senior who has exhibited outstanding citizenship by volunteering her own time and services to both school and to community. It gives me great pleasure to present this award to Miss Julie Easton.
The next award is the Inner Strength Award. This is a new award for this year and will be awarded each year from here on in. This is an anonymous gift from a parent in honor of the love that is felt for a child who overcomes great adversity to pursue their dreams. As I said, this is an annual gift, and this year's award recipient is Bill Dawson. Each year for the last few years, Panorama Glass has donated a contribution and an award to a graduating senior in behalf of the memory of its founder, and this year's winner and recipient is Jan Golding. The next award is the Brian Tucker Award. The Hampton Bays Youth League is pleased to present its Brian Tucker Award to Michael Demchek. We're almost done. I'd ask her to stand at her seat now. Recently, the Kiwanis Club of Southampton awarded its scholarship award to Laura Cart. This time I call upon Mrs. Virginia Murata to make the Hampton Bays Teachers Association Scholarship Awards.
Each year, the Hampton Bays Teachers Association presents a scholarship to a student who has expressed an interest in entering the teaching profession. This year's recipient is a fine young man who has exhibited strength of character and academic excellence throughout his high school career. On behalf of the teachers of Hampton Bays, I am proud to present this year's award to Stephen Kroll. The Isabel Norton Memorial Scholarship is given in memory of Mrs. Norton, a highly respected English teacher who died last year. This year's award goes to a young woman who has demonstrated fine character and who has the desire and willingness to work in order to succeed. This year's recipient is Elaine Jembensky. The Margaret Roach Memorial Wristwatch is given in memory of Peg Roach, who served our district for many years as school nurse. The award is presented annually to a graduating senior who intends to enter the nursing profession. This year's recipient is Susan Schmidt.
The next awards are the Booster Club Scholarship Awards, and I call upon its president, Mr. Philip Simon, to make the presentation.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Booster Club, and personally, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all the graduates of the class of '88. I feel like a graduate myself today, but it took me 20 years instead of 4. We have 3 different awards to present today: a Booster Club Award, a Scholar Athlete Award, and the All-Around Athlete. Each recipient receives $250 from the Booster Club. The winners have been selected by the Coaches Association of Hampton Bays, and at this time it gives me great pleasure to announce the winners of the Booster Club Award: Jennifer Iacchio and Michael Demchek. Scholar Athlete Awards, we have a tie between the young ladies, Laura Tollefson, Carolyn Canusio, and the male, Leonard Schleicher. And the all-around athlete for the class of '88, Robert Demchek and Andrea Dwyer. Thank you very much.
Just 50 years ago, almost to the date, the class of 1938 was graduating, and representing the class of 1938 with the Memorial Award is Mr. Anderson.
The class of 1938 had just celebrated their 50th reunion. We'd like to present these two books, Good Ground Remembered by Helen Wateroo, in memory of two deceased classmates, Euro Topping, Dean Parker, and Murray Phillips. The girl chosen to receive the book is Karen Topping, and the boy chosen to receive it is Leonard Schleicher.
Last but not least, each year, each Department of Guidance and each high school at the East End is given the opportunity on behalf of Southampton for a student who will be attending their college to receive a scholarship, and this year's scholarship is awarded for $1,000 to Carolyn Monaco. In addition, if you look at the cover of the program that you received on coming in, the award-winning design on the bottom was done by Carolyn Monaco also. And thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bonner. At this time, we'll take a short breather while our high school band performs two musical pieces, Pageantry and America the Beautiful.
doing, Mike?
During the playing of America the Beautiful, we'd ask that everyone remain seated. We'll have plenty of opportunities for you to be taking pictures later on. Thank you. Good afternoon. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome members of the Board of Education, especially Dr. John Strong and Mr. Walter Niels, who will be leaving the Board of Education after many years of loyal service, and Dr. Patricia Horkin, our Superintendent of Schools. It gives us all great pleasure to be with the graduates and the class of 1988, and their families and friends this afternoon. In September of 1975, the students in the class of 1988 before us entered kindergarten with great anticipation and excitement, ready to embark on an adventure that would take 13 years to complete. At that point, no one was thinking about this June day or the directions that our graduates would take at the conclusion of their high school careers. Along the way, there have been many obstacles to overcome, but also many victories to celebrate. There have been honor rolls, athletic victories, musical extravaganzas, outstanding yearbooks, mentathlon competitions, and all of the traditional activities that one associates with an exceptional high school experience. What we will remember most about the class of 1988 is its spirit and its diverse character. It is a class that has produced scholars who will attend schools all over the country, from LIU to Harvard, and it has produced students ready and prepared to join the workforce as carpenters and LPNs. The town of Hampton Bays should be proud of the educational program that has been planned and presented to its youth. This class has taken advantage of what we have had to offer over the past 13 years. Before I present the class of 1988, I wish to give some special recognition to the 13 seniors who were New York State Regents Scholarship recipients. I would ask these students to remain standing until all names are called. Julie Bernard, Hamilton College. Jeremy Brown, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Carolyn Canuccio, Brown University. Elizabeth Carter, Philadelphia College of Textile and Science. William Dawson, Fordham University. Philip Doyle, Harvard University. Julie Easton, McGill University. Robert Canito, Penn State University. Michelle Mayer, American University. Matt Osofsky, Williams College. Sean Robinson, Suffolk Community College. Leonard Schleicher, University of Delaware. And Laura Tollefson, Bucknell University. Can we have a round of applause for these graduates? At this time, Dr. Strong, Mr. Niels, and Dr. Horkin, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the class with class, the class of 1988.
Corinne Marie Katina. Leslie M. Barney. Elaine Jembensky. Karen Walsh. Michelle Mayer. Wendy Robin McLaughlin. Colleen Lee McNeil. Tara Lynn Bellingham. Susan Ann Schmidt. Deborah Ann Garstang. Stacy Lynn Futoma. Andrea L. Dwyer. Jackie Lynn Penny. Rosemary Heaney. Sandra Palomino. Sharon Eileen Penny. Jennifer Susan Iacchio. Colleen Marie Cunningham. Kimberly Hastings. Karen Topping. Felice E. Backus. Deidre Claire Cummins. Carolyn Monaco. Valerie A. Bouchard. Laura Jean Tollefson. Kelly Ann Mortel. Susan Mulvey. Allison R. Bleckman. Victoria Ann Malinowski. Kathleen Eaton. Rebecca Lynn Sterrett. Danielle Castellano. Heather Tracy. Laura M. Cart. Raquel Scotto de Carlo. Wendy Diane Talmadge. Kelly Lee Depp. Nicole Pappas. Adriana Vera. Karen L. Crowley. Deborah Barbara Barr. Julie Marie Bernard. Susan E. Criaba. Julie Ann Easton. Carolyn Krista Canuzio. Lisa Randall. Kathleen Olden. Kim Marie Florio. Elizabeth Ann Carter. Antonio Parisi. Edward Fabrini. Thomas Patrick McNamara. Brian Patrick McNamara. Jeffrey P. Sanford-Stacey. Matthew D. Masowski. Jeremy Ian Brown. Sean Robinson. Adam P. Fredette. Carl Leroy Herman. Robert Ryoji Canito. John Brendan Golding. Joseph Badgley. Greg Thomas Allen. Ronald A. Carter. John Thomas Moore. Ron Horowitz. Thomas Martin Brophy. Etor Niclerio. Timothy S. Fennelly. Vincent S. Schuster. Severio Niclerio. Matthew David Goody. Darren Stephen Reed. Kenneth Peter Holfelder. John Mensch. Louis J. Ardito. Hogni Sigurðsson. Taro Totterbach. Sean David Downs. George A. Humphrey. Ronald Halleck. Nabil Bahi. Robert Joseph Gatto. Christian J. Cole. Michael James Demchek. Peter R. Pfeiffer. Ashley Sloan Helm. Robert Paul Demchek. James J. McCarthy. Frederick E. North Jr. Kevin Edward Danowitz. Michael Allen Polero. Leonard Charles Schleicher II. William Gannon Dawson. Philip James Doyle. Peter A. Pizzaro. Robert I. Zila. Michael W. Bonawat. Brian D. Carrasco. Christopher Langsdorff. Michael P. Babcock. Patrick Orbe. Christopher Brian Howes. Darrell Keith Johnson. Austin Patero. Ronald H. Bryan Jr. Stephen Kroll. Moritz Zimda. Peter Michael Slovinsky. And one graduate who could not be here for the ceremony today, Kevin L. Geisberg.
By the power vested in me as principal of Hampton Bays High School, I declare that the class of 1988, here present, has fulfilled all requirements as set forth by the Board of Education and is hereby duly graduated. Graduates at this time should move their tassels from the right side of their mortarboards to the left side to symbolize graduation. At this time, we would ask you all to stand for the benediction to be given by Dr. Arnold Miller, pastor of the Hampton Bays United Methodist Church, and for the singing of Auld Lang Syne. Also, please remain standing and in place for the recessional while our faculty and our graduates leave the gymnasium. Dr. Miller?
Let us unite our hearts together for a moment of prayer. Almighty God, we come together to celebrate the achievements of these students, achievements in classroom, on the playing field, in the laboratory, on the stage and in concert, and across the community. Celebrate the contributions that they have made to society, and they will yet make. Pray, Lord, that they will continue to uphold what is fair, what is just, what makes people better persons, what will make this a better world. Go with these students as they go forth from this place. Go with them as they go to work, for further education, military service. Bless the teachers and administrators who have taught not only by word but by the example of their lives. Bless these families who have supported these students with love and high hopes. Go with us, walk with us, that we may be a blessing to all whom we encounter. Amen.